CompTIA ITF Plus Complete Training Course. Exam Objective 2.8. Given a scenario, install, configure and secure a basic wireless network. Wireless frequency bands. Imagine Wi-Fi signals as invisible waves carrying data through the air. These waves have different frequencies, which determine how they behave and what tasks they excel at. A signal frequency is like how fast a wave moves up and down. Think of a bouncing ball. And you counting how many times it bounces up and down in 1 second. Signal frequency is similar, it measures how many times a wave goes up and down in 1 second. If it moves up and down quickly, it has a high frequency. But if it moves up and down slowly, it has a low frequency. Signal frequencies are usually measured in hertz, which represents the number of cycles per second. The electromagnetic spectrum chart behind me shows the entire range of electromagnetic frequencies. This is just to give you an idea of the vast nature of wireless signal frequencies. But we are going to hone in on the two main ranges or frequency bands used by Wi-Fi. These frequency bands are the 2.4 GHz band and the 5 GHz band. The first frequency band we will discuss is the 2.4 GHz band. It's like a slow but steady marathon runner. The 2.4 GHz band offers better range, meaning it can travel further. This characteristic makes it ideal for providing Wi-Fi coverage in larger spaces. However, since it's quite popular, the 2.4 GHz band can get crowded, leading to potential interference from other devices that also use this frequency. Now, let's meet our speedy sprinter, the 5 GHz band. It may not travel as far as the 2.4 GHz band, but it offers faster and more reliable connections over shorter distances. Due to its higher frequency, the 5 GHz band can handle more data, making it ideal for bandwidth-intensive tasks like HD video streaming, online gaming, and file transfers. Additionally, since the 5 GHz band is less crowded, it experiences less interference, providing a smoother and more consistent Wi-Fi experience. Now let's take one last look at our 802.11 standards and see which standards support which frequency bands. We will once again start with 802.11a. This standard utilized the 5 GHz band. Next, 802.11b was a bit slower because all other factors the same, it used the 2.4 GHz frequency band. 802.11g uses the 2.4 GHz band, but was able to match the speeds of the 802.11a standard by incorporating a new signal modulation technique. With the release of 802.11n, we were given the option to use either the 2.4 or 5 GHz bands. This was a big deal when it was released, as there was now a standard to support computing devices on both the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz spectrums. And last, 802.11ac uses the 5 GHz band. One final note, there are many 802.11ac routers on the market that are labeled dual-band routers. These dual-band routers support both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz transmissions. They do this by creating two separate Wi-Fi networks. One network will use the 5 GHz 802.11ac standard and the other will use an alternate 802.11 standard that supports the 2.4 GHz band. Now you know about the two main Wi-Fi frequency bands. The steady 2.4 GHz band, a bit slower but has better range. And the speedy 5 GHz band, a bit faster but with less range. Understanding each band's strengths and weaknesses will help you make the most of your wireless network setup. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more great content.